All right, a pleasant good evening, everyone. We're ready. Our guys are ready, Dave. It's championship night in the East County. We're trying to decide our league titles tonight, and there was a big one going on tonight, Dave, with the El Capitan Vaqueros and the West Hills Wolfpack. And take a look below us, Dave, on the screen. We've got the winners here tonight from the El Capitan Vaqueros. Quarterback Brant Barker and his top weapon of the night, Michael Valencia. Dave, the 41-0 victory. El Capitan. We still are awaiting the final, Dave. Santana led Monte Vista late, 38-35. Now we know the Vaqueros play the Braves next week, but they could technically just win the title outright if the Sultans were to beat Monte Vista. Then everybody would have two losses. We've lost our guys here real quick. We'll get them, Dave, but we'll narrate some of the action here while we get the guys hopefully back on here real quick, Dave, with our game tonight. El Capitan, we'll just say it, Dave, 41-0. It was a little bit one-sided here tonight with the Vaqueros. We saw Brant and Michael. They were heading in and out, Dave, but they connected twice in the first quarter as El Capitan got off to kind of an early lead tonight, Dave, and coasted from there. Here come the guys now, Dave. I hope they heard our intro because we got them tonight, Dave. There they are, hanging out at In and Out. Can you hear? Brant, Michael, you got us? Oh, man, we should have.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. There we go. You guys are moving now. So we had
Sorry, we're not Wi-Fi.
So you guys decided to strike fierce and first right away. I mean, there was only 7 minutes into the game and you guys were already scoring. And to be honest, let's just come out and say they didn't make you guys probably should buy some nice watches for your defense because I don't think they got past the 35, maybe the 40, and on their own side of the field until maybe the last 2 minutes, maybe the last minute of the fourth quarter. We don't want to call it a trash touchdown, so I'm going to say the last one at the end of the game. But you guys said that you wanted to beat them pretty badly. You wanted that cup. Yeah. You guys had talked about it all week, and I'm sure that both sides were talking a bit about how it's going to go. I mean, that's just what happens when you have a rivalry. Is you guys talk a little bit, and then it's let's go talk on the field. And Brant, you had a phenomenal game, and not only to your man there throwing to him, but you also hit Benegas, Ambulance. Yep. And then you guys even get was it Ryder Bauer even made a touchdown towards the
Yeah, he got pulled up from JV and he got a little touchdown.
The place was almost going crazy when he went in and scored.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it is pretty cool. I mean, now, do you think that they're going to keep him up there? Is he going to stay up there, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to stay with us, up with the big guys. But
and then you started going. I noticed was that Coach Berner's was that his whole thought process was to run the ball after you'd been airing it out pretty much the whole first half?
Yeah,
because I noticed you started handing it off.
We're just gonna pound the rock and then yeah, he didn't want any cautious mistakes, so we just started handing the ball off and run the clock out.
Hey, the report you guys are showing right now, talking about Brant finding Michael twice tonight. You found him also earlier this season, but it seems like your guy here, Mike's been coming on of late, and it kind of coincides with how hot you guys are. Are you guys actually improving offensively, Brant, as this as we get ready? I know we got the Braves next week, but we're the champs, man, and we're going to the postseason. So tell me about your development here with Michael. To me, he's come on here big time.
I think our game speaks for itself, but I'll let him talk about.
Mike, you're getting the ball. Where are you getting the ball more from your guy here, or what?
Yeah, I've been there, and he's just been delivering it.
Hey, and you guys talk about. I want to ask him real quick, Dave. Getting that trophy back, the Tony Burner Trophy. This, it is one of the most important games of the season. The league championship notwithstanding, I would think for you guys, you might almost think that trophy is just as important at this time, especially the way you guys have kind of rolled through league here, guys.
Yeah, whatever. It's always good for Coach because it's all now, and then we also get the trophy too for our coach. So it's a good feeling.
Go ahead, Dave. I think I got most of that.
Yeah, I remember when when El Capitan first got the cup, and I actually got to interview Coach Burner on the field, and I wish I had the footage right now. Very emotional moment, and he gets emotional, but it's usually, and I'm sure he said it tonight, and I miss that being out there. Is how about them Vaqueros? I miss hearing that.
He does that a lot. He does that a lot when we do win, and it's a good feeling for us and our team.
And you gotta wait for it because he leaves that nice pause right before he gonna.
Does that little pause, yeah. Indeed, yeah.
And I noticed you had a couple different runners too. Luckenbill started eating. He was eating up quite a few yards, 9 yards, and then he
started last year. He was our start of the year last year, and he ended up getting.
Oh gosh, we just lost him, Dave. Oh, that was the best quote. We were getting the best information from the guys right now. If they can hear us, actually, if they wanted to move inside, in and out, I wouldn't mind that. Maybe we could try a little stronger connection too, to hear exactly what they were saying. We were getting most of that, certainly, Dave. But I'll just add, we'll wait for him here. I know we're waiting the Christian Patriots as well. So if Brant and Michael, I do have two more questions for him for sure. But if they maybe wanted to go inside, get some good light on them.
He just told me the Wi-Fi is really bad. He just sent me a text right now.
No problem. Congratulations to those guys. And look, I think we kind of got it. Was 41-0. We're not going to belabor the point, Dave. They really dominated. You talked about it, really stopping West Hills from even getting across midfield in the game. Interestingly, Dave, the last 11 meetings between El Capitan and West Hills have actually alternated in victories. Now, it always hasn't been the Burner Trophy game. That's only been around for several years now, but still, you talk about with Coach, I'm sure every time, I'm sure it burns him, so to speak, when he loses that trophy and then gets it back. And right now, these two teams, it almost feels like the pendulum is swinging back and forth. Dave, I was going to ask the guys, and maybe I could just ask you, Dave. We had talked about during the Grossmont Hills League season that El Capitan, Santana, and West Hills, or maybe I was saying it. Maybe you knew this whole time that El Capitan was going to prevail in the end. I think you kind of swayed with the other teams a little bit too. Why were we wrong a little bit?
I just think, the way that, Santana was young, but the way they came out of the gate, and then just the way Monte Vista plays every single year, it seems that they're close to winning that championship game, and they play so well during the regular season. So we thought, it could be anybody, but we were favoring Santana because we did have those seniors. And look what Hallman did right out of the gate.
Home too. They were playing at home. That's what I kept saying.
And then we looked at West Hills. How many games are they going to have at home too? That was going to be a big deal. So we thought. And then we also dropping those 3 in a row, that was a huge deal. But then we got the evidence, obviously, from Coach McDade saying we want to play these tough teams so we can go into late league and just surf right through it. And you know what? 4-0, that's exactly what happened because of those 3 losses.
Let me apologize to the guys and to you, Dave. You got these guys. We had a good connection with them driving to in and out, and I vetoed us going live while we were driving. You know how I am. So just want to congratulate those guys. And Dave, breaking news right now. Want to congratulate El Capitan on the outright league championship. It looks like the final is in here. Santana over Monte Vista, 38-35. It was 28-all at halftime in that game. I'll talk about it in just a second, Dave. Do you want to recap a little bit here? Is there anything we missed? You talked about some of the scoring plays there in the game. You had Barker to Valencia, the 20-yarder that made it 7-0. El Capitan then 21-yarder to Valencia. I said these guys are hooking up, more. It's almost a weapon. To me, I've seen more of Valencia in the numbers here over the last couple of weeks. So it's 14-0. Then Barker too. Aiden Benegas for a 7-yard touchdown pass. And it was 21-0 early in the second quarter. Then you mentioned Barker to Sullivan, a 22-yarder. It was 28-0 at halftime, and El Capitan went on to win. Dave, you texted me, you said Barker is on fire.
That is absolutely the understatement. And what I was talking about before the guys got cut off is, and they were saying he was injured last year, but Luganville, it almost reminded me of Granite Hills and Spalding, the game that he had earlier this season. And it was Luganville, 4 yards. Then it was Luganville for 5 more yards. And then here he goes for another 13. And then he goes for another 3 yards. Just eating it up. Obviously, they caught on to him. But what I want to congratulate the El Cap about also, I think they might have had 3 penalties the whole game. West Hills had quite a few pass interference calls. Not so much the false start, but quite a few pass interference. One of them looked a little dangerous, to be honest. I just think there was a lot of frustration on that side of, Alexander toward the end, he started for West Hills. He started picking up a few. Hamilton threw. Probably that's when it happened, was in the fourth quarter. Hamilton threw a 9-yard pass to Alexander. Then he got a 5-yard run after that. And that's really what they had for the most part. And then another 5-yard run by Alexander. And then it was basically Hamilton towards the very end, ran it for a couple of times and then 3 incompletions. And then unfortunately they ran out of time. And that's when Brant took a knee and it was all over. I feel bad. I don't know if they just weren't prepared as well as El Capitan, or I just don't know if there's maybe some injuries, but it was mostly Hamilton getting the action.
Was there anything with Junior Leon, number 10 of West Hills, going on?
There was, but I want to say he only got the ball probably 2 or 3 times. As a matter of fact, towards the end too, he got 10 yards, a 10-yard pass, and a 5-yard pass. But like I said, they had them shut down for 3 quarters for the most part.
All right, so 41-0, and we'll go with it right now, Dave. We're just going to update this here and roll with this score. Santana tonight. Go ahead, because I believe this may have been a late field goal that may have won this for Santana.
The only thing, the last thing I want to say is they did miss one kick, and it was right after the Bauer kid, the one they pulled up from JV, a bad snap, and West Hills got the ball, and I thought they were gonna go take it to the house. Fortunately for El Capitan, they started juggling it too, but ultimately they got the ball back, and it just wasn't going west. It wasn't a Wolfpack night. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that they didn't go out there and play their hearts out, but El Capitan just was on fire.
Yeah, they've given up one touchdown in the last 3 games, Dave. The Valhalla game, remember, was a shutout. The Santana game was 14-7, and then tonight at 41-0. 41 or 42? I'm hearing 41, right? You said they missed
41 because
Okay.
they did miss the last extra point.
Wasn't 40. Okay, because I saw 42 out there, but that's the challenges that we face. So, hey, I just heard about this. I think we can go with this one then, if this is correct here, Dave. And it was Santana in a win here over Monte Vista. And the reason why now that we can say El Capitan is the champs, because everyone else has 2 losses. So El Cap wins the championship. But this one was 28-all. At halftime, Alex Villanueva had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and Alex Nueva led 21-7 over Santana, Dave. But a great job by Santana to come back, tie the game eventually at halftime, and they go on for the 38-35 victory here. A good win here for Santana tonight on the road. So, all right. Josh is here in the chat. Nice to see you. Josh is here. Thank you, Josh. He's our big El Cap booster here. Says they're on top again. Thanks, Josh. Always great to see you here today. Thank you. He said they even Grant had a little time off there at the end of the game. So great job by the Vaqueros tonight, and great job here by the Sultans, Dave. No doubt about it. This is a big win for them. We don't have anything really other than those numbers there right now. That's all I can tell you.
I did want to tell you also, and I don't have a whole lot more than that. And by the time he got out of the parking lot, there was 3 minutes left. One of the older coaches that had coached at Elkhorn Valley for several years, he had to leave the game, but the Norsemen did. They definitely had their conquest over the Elkhorn Valley Braves, 35-12. But hey, let's look at this. They're scoring more points every time that they put in the last couple of games.
Yep.
So they did score 12 points, and I wanted to also let you know.
Is a final now?
I don't know if it was a final yet. That, like I said, by the time he was out of there, is 3 minutes. The other coach is not answering at this moment.
Okay, I don't think we can go with it yet as a final, but it looks like Valhalla there in front late. That wraps up the Valley League. Go ahead, Dave.
And with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, I guess there was a player, he wasn't specific from which team, that did have to be taken off the field in the ambulance in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
From what I understand, it was a C. They did have to put the C collar on, but the great thing about it, he was moving his limbs, so we know if he's able to move his limbs that he's going to be okay. It appeared to be. He was given the thumbs up and all that good stuff. So it's a tough sport at any level, and everybody knows that plays the game of football. Anything can happen, but luckily for him, he's going to get good care, I'm sure, and he can move his limbs, so he'll play another game.
We do have a final now, Dave, and give the Braves even more credit here. Look, Valhalla wins. Let's be clear. Valhalla improves to 4-5, 2-2 in the Grossmont Hills League. The Braves are 0-9 and 0-4, but they finished with 18 points tonight, a season high for the Braves in a 35-18 final. Valhalla wins it on the road.
Now you nothing to take away from Valhalla or Elkhorn Valley. But it seems like at the end of the year, Elkhorn Valley really started. I mean, they weren't beating people, but they started to put something special together on the offense, and I think that maybe that's something they can build off of. The new coach that they have, maybe they're starting to gel, and next year there might be 5 wins or 6 wins, and then keep building. I think they've done nothing but improve the last 3 games of the season, especially in league, which I think is even a bigger thing as far as I'm concerned. And the Norsemen, this is the first time they've been this good even in league play in years.
Yeah, great job by the Norsemen. They have both teams have a game left here to wrap up the season. So Valhalla wins tonight. Don't have much on the game here, but that's what we have right now. Okay. We'll continue on here with the broadcast and get some more finals out to you right now. It was Mount Miguel, Dave, with a win here tonight against Steele Canyon. 57-34. Mount Miguel was running it up on Steele Canyon. There was 1:08 left in the game, probably enough time to down the ball. But they were up by 16, so I guess there was a chance that Steele Canyon could have got 2 touchdowns, 2 onside kicks in 1:06 and come back with the game. But no, Mount Miguel put one up for good measure because it was Azelle Buchanan with 5 touchdowns tonight for the Matadors as they ran it up on the Cougars. Jaden Hunter had a touchdown run for Mount Miguel from 13 yards out to take a 7-0 lead. Just a couple of minutes, 2.5 minutes into the game, but Steele Canyon fought hard and kept coming back in this game as Mount Miguel's definitely ran into some difficulty here a little bit despite their incredible season. They've shown that they're a little bit vulnerable. They showed that I had them overrated here a little bit this season, Dave. But it was a key play, 47-yard pass from A.J. Stowers as he hit his man down to the 10. I'm sorry, Dave. Let me get it right. It was Gavin Saha. I've been saying his name wrong all season. We have no communication with the Cougars. They're just not interested, but just want to apologize to Gavin Saha. He's had an incredible season. I wish people knew how to. They've been saying his name right on some of the telecasts. So he had a 47-yard pass down to the 10-yard line to Austin Haish, and then John Weaver had a 3-yard touchdown run to make it 7-6 for the Matadors. Came back from Stowers to Azelle Buchanan, 26 yards, and that made it 14-6. Mount Miguel was on top. Weaver came back with a 30-yard scamper to make it 14-13 as the Cougars were still 1 point behind at that point, but Stowers had a TD run from 13 yards with 57 seconds left in the first half to make it 21-13. But on the ensuing kickoff, 3 different Cougars touched the ball, but it wasn't in a reverse or anything. They were actually having trouble picking it up. So who came over to pick up the ball was Nico Yara. He turned it into an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and that made it 21-19 at still in the second quarter. And believe it or not, Mount Miguel came back with another touchdown late in the first half. This all happened within 1 minute. 3 touchdowns in 1 minute in the game. Stowers hit Buchanan from 10 yards out. I say it within 1 minute. It was actually 57 seconds. The teams traded 3 touchdowns, and Mount Miguel led 28-19 at halftime. Buchanan came out and caught a touchdown pass from Stowers from 22 yards out in the third quarter at the 3:08 mark to make it there. At that point, it was 35-19. Dave, can't read my own writing on this game. There was one of those big time scores here, but then it was Kaha to Yara here from 30 yards. Weaver ran in the 2-point conversion, and with 14:50 to go in the game, it was 35-27, but Buchanan caught another touchdown pass just moments later. They were trading scores to make it 42-27. A.J. Logan caught a 55-yard touchdown pass in the fourth quarter to make it 50-27 as they went for two. It wasn't enough. 53-yard pass from Saha to Olivieri to make it 50-34. And then again, one more for good measure. Buchanan, another huge game. Better take note of Izell Buchanan if we haven't already. But
yep,
compared to some of the other receivers, I mean, he's a net guy putting up huge numbers now. All of a sudden, it was Mount Miguel's first win over Steele Canyon, Dave, in 20 years.
Holy cow. Well, Mount Miguel's also hasn't had those Division I or Division II type players on their team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, I'm not going to leave it because last time you actually schooled me on that. Don't forget about Laverdier, because JD did a heck of a job with the offense that he had just recently, and also we had his favorite receiver also, and I'm sure you remember him. And let's see here, Christian guys. They just sent in a message here.
Okay, well, I can move on to another game. I can move on to some more highlights if you want.
Brady's gonna go ahead and send the link to Chase and Caleb but he unfortunately can't join us, and that's okay. You know what, Brady, you've done a heck of a job, and as always, when has he not made a touchdown? And we'll get into that shortly too, because that Christian team is they're not going to go away. I'm sorry, but if you have to play the Patriots, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see the matchups, but we do have one more week of league play, and we'll talk to Christian. So you expect the Patriots someone to join us?
I'm hoping Jason and Caleb do. And as you saw, the same information that I received from Mr. Davila about Chase, and those were the players that he gave you as well. Unfortunately, like I said, Brady's going to have to step aside this time anyway, which I think he's been on every time we've tried to get a hold of him. So
he's probably humble. You know how humble he is. He probably wants to share the spotlight with some of these guys. Working on. Okay, go ahead.
So we were saying we've got the Monte Vista one in the books. We have West Hills and El Cap in the books, and then we have this one in the books. And who do we have next here? Oh, we had the Thursday game.
Yeah, you ready?
Let's do it.
I know you watched this one, Dave, and I owe you. I don't know what I owe you this year. I don't think you should make me buy you, too big of a dinner on this one. I mean, but look at the score. We pretty much picked it. I think we were saying 2 touchdowns. Did we say 1 touchdown or 2 touchdowns? I think we were going 2.
I think we were going 2.
Yeah, the Eagles won the Grossmont Hills League Showdown, Dave, with the host Highlanders in regulation this year. Didn't need any overtime this time around. Max Turner, 200 yards, Dave, on 30 carries. He scored that first touchdown to make it 7-0 on that 8-yard reception. But it was Pablo Jackson, Turner's backfield partner at Granite Hills just a year ago. He had a touchdown in the second quarter, and the game was tied at 7-all. But Dave, after Helix ran an unsuccessful play from punt formation at their own 7-yard line, the Eagles capitalized with a touchdown. Turner had a 1-yard touchdown run after that. Then Helix rallied to close to 21-14 on another touchdown run from Jackson, but it was your man Gabe Spalding who rushed in for a score to make it 28-14. But the Highlanders weren't done, Dave. I think they made a good account of themselves in this game. Jake Williams caught a 43-yard touchdown pass from Jet Gottlieb to make the score 28-21. But how about Granite Hills' Anthony Matar? He had a 65-yard touchdown run. The transfer finished with 119 yards on 10 carries in the game, including that 65-yarder. But Dave, we talk about the Eagles secondary. Parker Vance, Logan Vance, Trevor Smith, all had interceptions. Smith's interception was the game sealer there in the fourth quarter. Also shout out Tristan Diaz, a big 53-yard reception from Zach Benitez. I thought the Highlanders made a good ball game of it. I think they showed that, despite this poor record, they're probably, still a top 25 team anyway, a top 20 team.
Yeah, I think that they did do a good job, and I will say this. I think they're going to be tougher in the playoffs than people. Don't underestimate them as they approach the playoffs. And now that's going to be the hard one to figure out, is if they may still qualify for an open division, don't you think?
The Eagles right now, Dave, it's close. So what we're looking at here at this point, we're trying to get some of these finals squared away here tonight. Cathedral Catholic did roll in their game here tonight. Mission Hills beat El Camino. Now they are ahead of Granite despite that win by the Eagles early in the season. Mission Hills came in fourth tonight in the computer rankings, and they beat El Camino 21-11. It was La Costa Canyon over Carlsbad, also by a 21-11 score. Is this thing broken? No, I think that was the score, Dave. So right now, it does look like the Eagles, they're going to be sitting fifth right now with 1 week to go. I don't know what's going to happen here next week, Dave. But, hey, there's nothing wrong with the number one seed in Division I, but, wouldn't mind seeing them. Look, I don't know if they can beat I don't want to be that guy, Dave, but I don't know if they could. I guess you'd always want to take a chance to play Cathedral, play Lincoln, or play one of these other teams. I'm particularly fond of San Marcos, but they're actually ranked behind the Eagles here at this point, and they have a better record. And I think they have a great quarterback in Crete Makahaley. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here next week, Dave, with these teams going in. Right now, I'd say right now the Eagles are still fifth. It feels like in the computer rankings, but it's certainly subject to change here coming up. But next week, La Costa Canyon plays at Torrey Pines. It's still a tough game, but Torrey Pines, they've been okay this season, but tonight they lost at Carlsbad. So it's just a jumbo here right now. And Josh said, LCC, they won the championship of the Avocado League. They, finished with they're 9-0 and 4-0 in the Avocado League right now, and they're sitting right inside that 4-team playoff.
I did want to get you an update real quick. Brady said he can come on. He's now he's just waiting for Chase and Caleb now. So he does want to come on. So I don't see why he wouldn't after they just won. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody that's going to make more noise than those Eagles are, obviously at a different level, but they're going to make some. I think they're going to win more than one playoff game. I'll tell you that right now. You can quote me today.
You're talking about
the Patriots.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, well, it's just going to be interesting to see where the teams fall. The East County teams are, like I said, they're kind of jumbled up. And if I have to look right now at, what is going to be in there in Division II, that's where it's really going to come down to a little bit of balance between Division II and Division III. We might get some of the teams actually in Division II, and we might get some of the teams in Division III. The way I'm seeing it here right now, if I look at the rankings kind of coming in, let me see if I have them into tonight here, and if I can get us a better update on that. Because again, there'll be some movement here next week certainly.
Like Steel Canyon, that was a heck of a punch to them from Mount McGill, knocking them down a couple of notches. I'm sure
they're going to be in. They're going to be in. The strength of schedule has them. I would have to figure easily in at this point. So you're going to have, Helix could. It looks like Helix could actually end up in Division II here. Depending on what happens next week, and maybe a couple teams ahead of them, but Helix could end up in Division II with only Mount McGill either with Granite Hills in Division I, unless Granite Hills makes it to the Open Division playoff. And then you'll have in Division II here, I would expect Christian at this point and El Capitan possibly Steel Canyon as well, but then we might get into Division III right about there with those two teams. El Capitan possibly Division II, maybe Division III here. I don't want to be wrong on this. I'm just basically going down the list here at this point. And then you'll look into Division IV, probably with Santana. I think West Hills can get there. I think
Montevideo
for a division, right in there. Grossmont certainly in the mix as well in there. Yes, we don't have a final on Grossmont here tonight. Believe they were down in that game to Mater Dei Catholic, but we just don't have any score on the Foothillers here tonight. But I believe they did trail in that game. We just don't have a final for them here tonight. All right, Dave, I got a couple of more updates. Hopefully we'll get the guys on here before we can have to check out. But I've got a few more updates here for us on some of tonight's action. In fact, it was in 8-man, the big game of the season. It was tough. Where's our Foothills Christian? Dave was coming off of a school record last week for points scored, but they could only manage 6 points tonight against powerful St. Joseph Academy. I guess that's really all I can say about it to a certain extent, because St. Joseph, I touted this as the game of the year in 8-man football in San Diego County, and this is probably going to be the championship game as well. But right now, St. Joseph Academy proving their might. They're 1-0 in league. It's only a 2-game schedule, so St. Joseph Academy will probably be able to win next week as well. So St. Joseph here, 24-6, final here tonight over Foothills Christian at Sayal Field in La Mesa. So that's just about the updates here as far as what we got. So while we wait for the Patriots, Dave, I could go into describing the game. When and if we get them on, we can go right into the interviews. We have some highlights here actually of the game if you want to take a look at them with me.
Well, I got Brady Eads that just texted me, and they're getting ready to get on right now. And I also, just so you know, I also sent a text out to Coach Lawrence for if the game is over, what the final was, and if not, then let us know as soon as he has a moment.
All right, we got the guys coming on here now, Dave, so we'll congratulate them. We've got Caleb Runkle, Brady Eads, Chase Togerson. I'm gonna fill in the blanks here with my guys. Let's bring them on, Dave. I want to thank them for taking the moment with us. see if I can get this right. I don't want it to be too long, but I want to be official with our guys here. Dave, here they come. Yes.
Let's see those shirts, man. I mean, come on.
Where's our shirt? Where's
Oh,
our
they got the shirts in the back.
guys?
No way. How to get them so
Where's our
fast?
shirts?
They got the shirts.
Nice shirts, you guys, and a great job tonight against the Cavers tonight, Dave. Christian wins it 20-14, but it wasn't easy. Hope you can hear me, guys, tonight, Dave. You were monitoring the action of the game, Dave. I have some questions.
See,
Wait, what'd you say? It's kind of loud here.
I was gonna say I think we're all gonna have to yell.
Yeah, we're at Canes with the team right now.
Nice. Just tell us what's going on with everyone. Tell us tonight how tough the Cavers were, though. This was definitely one of, on our run here to the title, one of the toughest games. Pass it around. Tell us about how tough it was, and maybe accentuate some of these big plays.
Yeah, I started off with Chase because he came up with a game-winning interception at the end of the game.
Already, game plan. They're big up front. I would say that was our biggest challenge, just trying to work around that. And watching film, that was the key. Watching film, knowing what plays coming next, based off formation, any pre-snap movement, and really good coaching, really good team effort, bouncing back after rough plays. I would say that was the key.
Yeah, because you guys did have a couple penalties that put you back pretty far, and
Yeah, there were definitely a couple rough penalties at the end of the game.
But didn't that fuel you guys to finish off the deal? I mean, I would think that fired you guys up to finish it off, and now you only have one. Now you only have to prepare for Morse.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely found a good way to bounce back after the tough plays. But it was a good win. But we come back next week. We prepare for Morris. We already won league, but we're just trying to get a better seeding for playoffs at this point.
Yeah, we technically got to beat them still, and we know that there's going to be a big game next week, Dave. The Patriots are going to play the Cavers. The Patriots could win. I've seen the Patriots and Morris play so well right now. You guys, I know there's you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, thanks, brother. All right, hey, go ahead, Dave.
And yeah, I definitely Caleb, are you ready for? Are you looking past Morse at this point, or are you looking to the playoffs, or are you looking past Morse?
I mean, I don't want to say it, but kind of. I mean,
you played them before.
We're obviously we're gonna play our hardest in this game, but we're getting ready for playoffs right now. We're getting ready.
And this game, you would say, would you say yourself that this was the toughest team that you had to face prior to postseason?
Yeah, me personally, yes. We also had a tough game against Linfield first game of the season, but for me, this was definitely the hardest game.
And like I mentioned, those penalties really hurt it. They always come at the wrong time when you're trying to put somebody away.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talked to him. I mean, it'll definitely be fixed, but that definitely hurt a little bit.
And did the game plan that Coach Bug put together, did that pretty much worked out exactly per plan?
Yeah, we had a good plan going, and I think we performed, watched a lot of film, and did what we needed. Great game.
And go ahead, Ramon.
Hank have the two big runs there, the 15-yard. I want to see if we can take a look at some of these while we got on the line here right now, Caleb. But talk about Hank. We're going to do also a 15-yarder here. This is just some of the action, but in a second here, we're going to have Hank busting through for that 15-yard run. And he also had the big 30-yard run. Here goes Hank. He had a big night, huh?
Oh yeah, Hank had a great night tonight.
Who else stood out tonight that we haven't mentioned here?
I'd say I think Max Turvey had a solid game on defense. Chase Togerson, obviously Brady Eads. I mean, he's dog.
We were just talking about that earlier today. I said, when has Brady not had a touchdown or done something big in every single game?
Oh yeah, for sure. Key
Look,
player.
here comes that little run, that little 5-yarder here. Typical Christian play right here. Caleb, when you came to Christian, that's the play you got to learn. And that was it, Dave, on the highlights. Thanks to the Patriots for those, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. I want to thank them. Go ahead, Dave, though.
So, no, I was just gonna say. So obviously, mentally you're preparing for the playoffs, but we still do have to get past Morse, and I'm sure you guys will get back in the film room, take a little time, enjoy this one, digest this one, and but then you're gonna have to get right back in that film room and do some studying. And I mean, I think you have a pretty good idea of what Morse is going to try to do, correct?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely gonna use this game to like keep our skills fresh and go over some things that are a little cloudy, but yeah.
Because they can be speedy at times. So that's one of the. I think that would be the main thing I would be looking at is how to stop the speed.
I'm not saying they're a bad football team. I'm just saying like we're getting ready for playoffs. You know, like I'm not trying to put them down or anything.
No, we've been expecting.
Oh no.
Wins. We've been expecting wins at this point, no doubt about it. Is Chase still around?
I think Chase is using the potty.
No problem. Okay, no problem. Hey, you want to wrap it up with the guys? Great job, Patriots.
Yeah, all of you, great job, great shirts, great coaches. We also got the coaches in the shirts. I mean, you guys deserve it, and to be in the league that you're in, I think we're going to see a lot more Christian league championships for years to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
But great job, and great job with everybody on your team.
Thank you.
Thanks for rounding everybody up, Caleb and bearing with us. And we'd love to hear from you guys, and congratulations. You know, Christian High has won practically every league title, whatever you want to name the league. The Patriots have won that league, it seems like, over the years. You probably have seen that over the years. I mean, the city, the Eastern, we've won them all, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good job, Caleb. Thank you.
All right, digest this one, enjoy it, and get ready for the last regular season. I'm sure you guys will go out there and play loose and get a W.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too. Take care. Thanks, guys.
You guys at Canes, Dave, some Canes. Hey, Josh came through for us. We were a little busy, so couldn't round up the score quite yet, but there it is, a Modern Day over Grossmont tonight, 54-20. That brings Grossmont's overall record now to 4-5. Modern Day is a top 15 team right now, in my mind. I think they're even a little higher in the polls at number, I'm not going to say it right now, but they've got to be 15, 13, somewhere around there as Modern Day wins this one, Dave.
Yeah, Coach Lawrence, the same time that you put that up, just sent the same score in. So I think we're good to go.
Thanks, Josh, for your good work tonight. Follow Josh on X for sure. That's what I do. And get all the scoop, all the inside scoop on the Vaqueros and their title. Great job, Dave, getting a couple of guys. I know it was loud and it's hectic, and that's the way it is on championship night. Those guys are out eating dinner and celebrating right now, Dave.
Probably play a little of these and get their thumbs into it. But it was a pretty big night. Some were blowouts, some were close. I mean, we had a little bit of everything, I think, this evening. I think we picked them pretty close. I don't think we picked El Cap winning by quite that much.
No, but deep down, it just felt like this El Capitan offense is just a little more explosive, right, than the West Hills offense. And West Hills has done it, with the ground game, with that, and I won't say typical West Hills here, but Barker just takes it up to just a different notch here right now, and I really respect what you're saying about their potential here in the postseason. So, all right,
just watching him. That's the last thing I was going to say. Watching how calm, cool, and collective he is in the pocket, just sitting back there, and really not sitting back there, but eye in the field and seeing who's open, and he has the time to do it. And if he needs to get rid of the ball faster, he will get rid of it faster. But that offensive line gives him some good amount of time so he can survey the field, and I think that's going to serve him well as he continues with his football career, because he definitely will be picked up by somebody for sure. Well, that is it. We don't have all the scores 100%.
I don't think I have Mountain Empire, but I think everything else. I think you've covered it, Dave. I don't think there's anything missing here at this point as far as in the Grossmont Conference and Christian High tonight. So, like I said, the Patriots are celebrating that victory. They will have to beat Morris. They've clinched, no doubt, at least a share of the championship. They have the shirts, but they do have to beat Morris, because next week Patrick Henry will be playing San Diego. Patrick Henry could finish with one loss as well. So they will need to beat Morris, and they should beat Morris next week. I've seen them take care of that game as well. So, all right, Dave, great job tonight. Go ahead. Did you have something else?
No, I was just going to say, after sitting in the dental chair, and really, I'm actually surprised that I made it, but there was too much action going on tonight to turn away from it. And congratulations to the Eagles also again for another Hills championship. I'm not saying they're even close to the new HELIX yet, but they've done a lot of things in the last 3 years that have been pretty impressive. And I even forgot that we didn't mention it last time. I don't think that Kellen Cobb's got his 100th win the same night that Max broke all the records.
Yeah, great job by Coach as well. And Sean, also thank you. Dave, this is your chance, Dave. You're a Granite Hills Eagle. You're in Wisconsin. You do this show with me every week. Mr. Zander is the man that has brought you that beautiful video every week. This is your chance to thank him.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Zander, it makes my job so much easier. And to have somebody put me there on the field, because I've been on that field probably more than any field ever, and being a Granite Hills graduate, I appreciate it more than you can imagine. So let's keep going there. I'm going to have to even probably throw a couple of bucks in there myself to keep you going and upgrading, as they say.
Send them the Venmo.
But yeah, I do appreciate you, Sean.
Sean, yeah, we love that. We love it. Great job, Eagles, as well, Dave. No doubt about it. In the victory over my Highlanders, I was getting a little ornery in the chat yesterday during the game, but only because the Highlanders were losing so bad. I was kind of making fun of them, of the Eagles beating up on my Highlanders a little bit, but I did it all in good fun because, like I said, I thought the Highlanders played pretty well in the game, and I think they can. If they slip down to Division II, they're going to be one of the favorites actually in Division II, because what you have is you got the top four, then you go 12, 12, 12, and then you go all the way down through the different divisions, and that's how you get the divisions. It's all determined, of course, by the computer rankings, and we'll find out more next week. So we'll see, Dave. Like I said, right now you've got Lincoln number 1, La Costa was number 2 in the computer poll, in the computer rankings this week, Cathedral 3, and Mission Hills 4. They all won Granite Hills is number 5. Now the power, the strength of the schedule could affect it, but HELIX, remember, Granite Hills' opponent HELIX was below Mission Hill's opponent this week, La Costa Canyon,
which I don't get it. I don't understand after we beat them.
Or I'm sorry, let me get it straight. Mission Hills. Let me get the number straight, Dave. They played El Camino. Yes, El Camino is above HELIX. That's what I meant to say. El Camino is above HELIX, right? And HELIX is below Granite Hills, right? So you can see right there. I don't know if they'll acquire the power rankings in order to go ahead of them right now. 1 game left. We'll see what happens in those next week. And I'll come with you Wednesday. I'll kind of update you a little bit, update everybody on maybe what needs to happen or what could happen. I mean, I'm not a computer. I don't have AI, but it's kind of it is a little bit obvious sometimes what a team needs to do in these power rankings. But look, Dave, I hope the Eagles aren't offended. I would rather see them finish 5th and be the number 1 seed in Division 1 and win another champion. It's going to be tough, right? Because they'll be playing some tough teams, number 5 and number 6. They'll be up against possibly San Marcos, Carlsbad, El Camino, the Matadors again as well, Rancho Bernardo, some of those teams, but they might be the top seed in Division 1. And I wouldn't mind seeing, because then also get a chance to win a possible state division title as well.
Well, and a lot of people,
regional game.
A lot of people were saying that the Matadors were going to take the Eagles out. But I do want to touch on 2 things, and they're sports related, but they're not related to our show. 2 things, and it goes out to Fernando Valenzuela and his family, and what he did for the Padres in his short time here, but also especially what he did in Los Angeles. Probably one of the best players. My dad met him several times and said he was one of the nicer guys that he said he really tried to speak English, but he got enough out of him, and he said it was a pleasure to sit next to Fernando. And I also wanted to just wish, and I know we're playing them, and I would never want to say something like, well, wow, we get to go in there then and really hammer on, being a Broncos fan, hammer on those Panthers. But I feel real bad for what happened to Andy Dalton. He is a great player. He played great in Cincinnati in his time then, but I just think that I wish him all the best at the same as well.
All right, Dave, we're back on Wednesday. Preview the games. Want to thank our guests, man. I don't care. I like I told you, said, hey, Dave, you know what? It doesn't matter if it's too noisy where they're at. It doesn't matter if there's bad reception. Just seeing these kids after the big wins, that's pretty exciting. So I want to thank you again. This was, league. All the league championships have been pretty much decided. I don't know if we'll grab, next week, last week. We'll see. We'll probably try to get some guests, certainly again. But then it's on to the playoffs, and you and I will be here for the next month as we get down.
And then they're gonna get thinner and thinner and thinner.
And the show will get shorter and shorter and shorter. But look, I'm going to issue the challenge to our teams, Dave, because I believe, quite frankly, and I don't know, take on it and we'll get out of here. I believe the East County is not as strong as they were last season, despite Mount Miguel's rise a little bit. I think we're seeing that here a little bit as the teams have kind of dropped down a little bit, even our elite teams. So maybe we can find ourselves in the right position in these divisions, because that's the way it's broken up now. Remember, it's not a matter of what you were in at the beginning of the season. They just chop it up at the end of the season with those teams, and you just basically play in these little tournaments. You could win a CIF championship. So I think
you might even see Valhalla.
We'll see who gets in. Okay, Dave, get us out of here if you want. You got your sponsors, and great job.
Absolutely, and some great league championships, and congratulations to all those that have already won their league championships. And again, thanks to Mr. Merritt and Granite Mortgage, and also Lakeside Equipment.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And especially, and Mr. Davila, always such a pleasure to have the updates that we get from you. Also, and then the guys with the shirts on. I mean, I think you guys still do a lot, even though your kids just graduated last year. They're definitely patriots for life. But thanks to everybody that joined us tonight, and we will see you on Wednesday for our picks. And thank you, and everybody have a safe night home, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you, and good night.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Great job, and congratulations! You got a record viewership here. It looks like for our live show here tonight. So thanks to everybody, and we'll catch you again Wednesday and next Friday night. More live East County post game playoff preparation edition, I guess is what it'll be. All right, for Dave, I'm Ramon. Thank you for joining us.